Hello, what culture? It's me, Simon Miller, and I hope from the bottom of my heart that you had an amazing Christmas, and right now, if you are watching this on Boxing Day, you're just chilling out, eating a load of food, because that is what Boxing Day is all about. I got my Christmas hat on because it is Christmas, or maybe I'm Santa Claus. Not Santa Claus, not Santa Claus in any sense or any fashion. But this year, WWE did decide to have a Christmas show, which means we're gonna go through it, and we're gonna give the good bits an up, and we're gonna give the bad bits a down, and you're gonna enjoy it more than you usually do, because hopefully you're watching this eating a big turkey sandwich or something like that. And a turkey sandwich is good, because that's protein and carbs. What a way to go into 2018. Enough gibbering from me. Let's up some downs. And I thought that our Christmas edition of Raw did start off quite fun. John Cena came out, there was a lot of shouting, there was a lot of chanting. John Cena just did his John Cena thing, but that was fine, so it gets an up. It was also an up because somebody did make the decision that Elias, of all people, should interrupt John Cena, which meant Elias got to go one-on-one with someone who is the biggest deal within the company. That's only going to help the guy, so that's an up as well. They went back and forth for a bit. Eventually Elias did a song, and John Cena didn't like the song because it insulted Chicago, so Elias did it again, but he only did it again to distract John Cena. Elias then attacked Cena, and we had our first match of the night, but unfortunately here, getting her down. Why? Because for some reason, WWE decided, hey, let's just have Elias lose here, and we didn't need to do that. I mean, they did have a very good long match, and Elias did get a lot of the offense in, so he looked dominant, he looked strong, but when all was said and done, who won? Of course, John Cena, so we just jobbed Elias out to John Cena for no reason, just on a random episode of Raw. Let's do that. This is basically what WWE did to Bray Wyatt, which means apparently we've learnt nothing in 2017. Jack shit. As we were in Chicago though, we did get a lot of CM Punk chants, and clearly before this segment someone had said, look guys, if you want to mention them you can, and while there was a moment back in time when that was happening too much, it wasn't too bad here because it was Chicago, so you kind of expect it, and I did think that was kind of fun as well. So yeah, look, it was a strong opening to Raw. I enjoyed it. I just didn't think we needed to see Elias lose to John Cena. We just didn't need it. Didn't need it. We then had a backstage segment with Jason Jordan, Kurt Angle and Seth Rollins, and my word, they're actually going to try and make a thing of the Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins team. That is a down. I guess this is the fallout from WWE after Dean Ambrose's injury, and although they said he's going to be out for 9 months, I'd imagine it's more going to be like 3, 4 or 5. However, basically, Jason Jordan is going to slot into that role, and I imagine he eventually turns heel on Seth Rollins, but that is just not the same. Also, Angle then did put the pair in a tag team title match for later on in the evening, but we'll get there. For a while, I thought I was going to give what came next a down, but I changed my mind, and it's going to get an up. So Hideo Itami versus Brian Kendrick, yeah. Getting an up. Now, it wasn't the best match that I've ever seen, but I did think the crowd got into it as it went on. I did enjoy both men's work, and when Itami hit the go to sleep, I thought there was a nice buzz in the crowd. So yeah, I thought this was all right. I mean, it's the same old with the cruiserweights. They should be allowed to do more flippy stuff, but they didn't. And what they did do here was kind of good, so I think I was all right with it. And then the Miztourage sang some Christmas carols at Sasha Banks, Bayley and Mickie James, and that was a down, because of all the words that just came out of my mouth. This then did lead to a match between those three and Absolution, and yeah, getting it down too. Again, there was nothing really wrong with it, and Absolution did win after Paige hit the rampage on Bayley, and that's fine. Good. Good work, WWE. You put over the dominant new trio, and that's exactly what should have happened. It was just there, though. There was no real progression. It was almost like someone thought, well, we've got to do something with these 6 ladies. Let's just throw them into the match, get a segment over and done with, and then we can progress. Just get away from this Christmas nonsense. It felt empty. It felt ridiculous. But then we get back to the ups because we've got a backstage promo with Samoa Joe, and my word, can that man cut an interview? And I don't know if this was scripted for him or not, but either way, he made it sound real, and he made me think he could kick anybody's ass. Including mine. Kick my ass, Samoa Joe. Ran down Dean Ambrose, ran down Seth Rollins, ran down Roman Reigns, and by the end of it, you just thought, good grief, that man is going to run wild throughout the WWE. What a hero. What a hero. 2 fists for Samoa Joe. Bizarrely, I am going to give the following an up too, even though I probably shouldn't, because it was kind of ridiculous. But hey, what can I say? Maybe I'm just happy. I enjoyed it. So everything with Heath Slater and Kane, getting an up. For starters, I just did enjoy seeing Slater and Rhino back on the show. They haven't been on there for ages. And even though this did end with Kane beating Heath Slater, then Rhino got involved and Kane whooped his ass too, I don't know. What can I say? I kind of sat there going, I'm smiling through this, so I can't give it a down. I'd be lying to myself. And you would guess now next week we get a proper match between Rhino and Kane. And I'm alright with that as well. There's some weird storyline going on where Rhino is trying to toughen up Heath Slater, and there was even a backstage promo before this that made me laugh. Rhino was quite funny. I don't know why I like this. I've gone crazy. Why Kane didn't do anything with Braun Strowman on this night though, I don't know. Apparently we've just forgotten about that for now because we're too far away from the Royal Rumble. Fine. And then it's another stupid up because Kurt Hawkins came out and said, look, tonight I'm going to stop my losing streak Finn Bálor came out, clearly Kurt Hawkins lost, and again, I enjoyed the whole damn thing. I've gone nuts, but it's enough. I just enjoyed both characters, what else can I say? And I guess, much like the Kane and Braun Strowman stuff, we're just completely forgetting about Finn Bálor in the Miztourage. That wasn't even mentioned on this episode of Raw, so I don't know what's going on there. But this was a harmless segment, and yeah, I just got a kick out of it. I'm sorry, what can I do? I'm ending the year on a low. And speaking of the Miztourage, there was then more Christmas caroling, this time aimed at Goldust and the Titus brand. And yeah, it's another down. The hero of Raw then came on my screen because we got into all the stuff with Bray Wyatt and Woken Matt Hardy. This was good, it's getting it up. It kind of evolved this week too, because Wyatt did his whole usual shtick, but as he was making his way to the ring, Woken Matt Hardy attacked him, he led the crowd in a big delete chant. Just awesome. And it was awesome, as after that, Matt basically got on the mic and made noises and laughed for a while. It was flippin' excellent. The Bar then used Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan action figures to show what they were going to do to them later on in the night, because, you know, it's Christmas, and Christmas is all about merchandise. It was a bit silly. It's getting it up. I thought Sheamus and Cesaro made this work for what it was, and it did remind us that, yeah, later on in the night, we are going to get a tag team title match. Yeah, fine, good, great. Stumbled over my words. Don't really have much else to say. Move on. And then we got our annual Christmas match, and as always, you look for your remote control to hit the fast forward button, because it's just stupid and embarrassing and it's a down. Featured 205 Live talent Ali, Tozawa, and Alexander going against Drew Gulak, Enzo, and Daivari, and yes, they were all dressed up like Christmas stuff, so like an elf and a Santa Claus and all that nonsense. At one point, somebody even got hit with a cookie sheet, because you know, at Christmas, people eat cookies. Eventually, Alexander did hit Daivari with a lumbar kick for the win, but this did all feel like we were taking these wrestlers and throwing them under the bus, because it's very hard to make this stuff work. Although we will get Alexander and Enzo for the Cruiserweight Championship next week. So that's something to look forward to in the new year. And it's another down, so I don't know where any of my Christmas cheer is, but yes, we got the continuation of all the Enzo and Nia Jax stuff, and as I predicted a few weeks ago, it's just awkward. They're under some mistletoe, they were gonna kiss, and I was just like, oh, I don't wanna see this. However, just before they were gonna do that, Alexa Bliss interrupted and was like, Nia, I need you, best friend Nia. They stormed off, and Enzo was left there looking all like, oh, I can't believe I didn't get to kiss someone. I don't want to see this on my TV. I just don't want to see it. Romance in WWE never works. Well, unless it's the Macho Man, Hulk Hogan, and Miss Elizabeth, but that was about 78 years ago, so I don't think we can count that anymore. It's a massive up next though, because we did get Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe for the IC title, and this was just a damn good, hard-hitting bout. There's nothing out of the ordinary here. We just have two premier workers having a premier match, and even the ending, I thought, was pretty good. Roman Reigns refused to stop pelting Samoa Joe in the head in the corner, so the ref had to DQ him. But the reason he did this was because he was mad about what Samoa Joe had done to Dean Ambrose last week, so it all made sense, and from here, Roman Reigns just annihilated Joe, and I think it really helped their feud. Even the crowd got into Reigns a little bit here, which is always a surprise. It was just really violent and really strong and really aggressive. I love all that stuff. Good work, WWE. Then it was time for Strowman to arrive, and again, we're just ignoring everything with Kane for now, but that's fine. And he did take on the Miztourage, and he did kick the crap out of the Miztourage, and it was kind of good. So it's an up. By this point, Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas are just cannon fodder, so if that is how you're going to use them, then yeah, let Braun Strowman destroy them. That's what he did. The crowd chanted for more, so Braun Strowman destroyed him again. Awesome. Awesome. Lit up my world. Thankfully, it's another up too, because then Alexa Bliss came out to cut a promo saying how good her 2017 had been, and who interrupted her? That's right, Asuka. Up. Asuka did all her weird stuff again that just makes her really cool, and then eventually just smacked Alexa Bliss in the head. Now, at first I thought maybe this was the start of a feud, and I still think it is. However, Asuka did also announce that she's going to be in the Women's Royal Rumble match, so who knows where this goes, but I just know I'm excited to see it. Interesting things are afoot. Sweet. Which brings us to our main event, and I genuinely don't know what to give it. We did have the Bar versus Rollins and Jordan for the Tag Team Championships, and guess who your new Tag Team Champions are? That's right, Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan. I don't know what to do with that. This clearly wasn't the plan before Ambrose got injured, and again, don't get me wrong, the match was fine. But where do we go from here? I mean, literally, is Ambrose going to now be Jason Jordan, or played by Jason Jordan, and Jason Jordan will go heel on Seth Rollins and cost him the Tag Team Championship? Because that's just not as good. I know I said that earlier, but I'm repeating myself, it's just not as good. And again, the match was fine, it was solid, it was good old-fashioned pro wrestling, and Jason Jordan even got the win over Cesaro after he hit him with his big neck breaker. So I guess we'll just see where this one goes. But man, did this shock me to my core. Weird episode of Raw, I tell you. Weird episode of Raw. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you thought about last night's Raw. Like, share, and subscribe. Head on over to whatculture.com and read yourself some articles. Head on over to Twitter and follow What Culture at What Culture WWE. My name is Simon from What Culture. Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and please do join me tomorrow so we can up some downs for the SmackDown.